The room was cold and quiet. Soft blue lights flickered on the walls, and the air felt heavy. In the corner of the room, a small alien girl sat alone. She did not move. She did not cry. And most strange of all, she did not speak. For 12 years, no one had ever heard her voice. Many people had come to see her. Rich families, kind families, even scientists. They all asked the same question: can she speak? But the answer was always the same: silence. Some tried to be nice. They brought her toys, food, and warm clothes. But the girl never reacted. She only looked at them with her deep, glowing eyes. After a few minutes, they all left. "She is broken," one woman said. "She is not normal," another whispered. "She is a waste," someone else added. One by one, they all rejected her. The workers in the facility stopped trying. To them, she was just a lost case. They gave her a number instead of a name. Subject 47. But there was something they did not understand. The girl was not silent because she could not speak. She was silent because she was afraid. Afraid of what would happen if she did. One rainy day, something different happened. A human arrived at the facility. He was not rich. His clothes were simple. His shoes were old and worn. His name was Ethan. He did not look like the others. He did not walk with pride or power. He looked tired, but kind. The staff did not take him seriously. "This place is not for people like you," one worker said. "These children are special cases." Ethan nodded quietly. "I just want to look," he replied. The workers sighed and let him pass. Ethan walked slowly through the long hallway. He saw many alien children. Some were crying, some were angry, some looked scared, but then he stopped. At the very end of the hall, behind a glass wall, he saw her. The silent girl. She was sitting in the same corner. Small, still, alone. Something about her felt different. Ethan walked closer. "Don't waste your time," a guard said behind him. "She has never spoken, not once." Ethan did not answer. He kept looking at her. For a moment, the girl lifted her head. Their eyes met. And something changed. Ethan slowly entered the room. The door made a soft sound as it closed behind him. The girl did not move. He did not rush. He did not speak loudly. He simply walked closer, and then sat down on the floor, a few steps away from her. The room was silent again. Seconds passed, then minutes. The staff watched from outside. "What is he doing?" One of them asked. "This is useless." But Ethan stayed calm. He looked at the girl, not with fear, but with patience. "I am not here to hurt you," he said softly. No response. "I don't need you to speak," he added. Still nothing. But then, something very small happened. The girl's fingers moved, just a little, Ethan noticed. He leaned slightly closer, but carefully. "It's okay," he whispered. Another moment passed. Then slowly, the girl's lips moved. The staff outside froze. "Did you see that?" one of them said. "No, it can't be," another replied. Ethan did not move. He waited. The girl leaned forward just a little. Her voice was very weak, so soft. It was almost like the wind. Only Ethan could hear it. She whispered one single sentence. "Don't let them find me." Ethan's eyes widened. His heart started beating fast. "Who?" he asked quietly. But the girl pulled back. Her face returned to the same empty expression. Silence again. Like nothing had happened. The staff rushed into the room. What did she say? They demanded. Ethan stood up slowly. His face was serious now. He looked at them, then back at the girl. "She spoke," he said. The room went completely still, for the first time in 12 years. The silent girl had chosen someone, and whatever she said, it was not just a word. It was a warning. The room did not feel the same anymore. Everyone was quiet. The workers, the guards, even the machines. Everything felt still, because something impossible had just happened. The silent girl had spoken. For 12 long years, she had said nothing. Not a word, not a sound, and now, she had whispered to a human, only him. Ethan stood in the middle of the room, trying to stay calm. But inside, his mind was racing. "Don't let them find me." Her words echoed again and again in his head. Who was she talking about? And why was she afraid? The head doctor entered the room quickly. He looked serious and a little nervous. "What did she say?" he asked. Ethan hesitated for a moment. He looked at the girl. She was sitting in the same position again, silent, still, like before. But now, he knew the truth. She was not empty. She was hiding something. "She said nothing important," Ethan replied. The doctor narrowed his eyes. "You expect me to believe that?" Ethan stayed calm. "She whispered, but I could not understand clearly," he added. "It was not a full lie. But it was not the truth either." The doctor looked annoyed. He turned to the staff. "Run another scan," he ordered. "Check her brain activity. Something has changed." Machines were brought into the room. Cold metal arms moved closer to the girl. But she did not react. She did not fight. She did not speak. Her eyes just stared forward. Ethan stepped back and watched. The screen started to show strange signals. Lines moved fast. Numbers changed quickly. The doctor frowned. "This is not normal," he said. "What does it mean?" a worker asked. The doctor did not answer immediately. He looked closer at the screen. Then his face changed. This is impossible," he whispered. Ethan felt a chill. "What is it?" he asked. The doctor looked at him. "Her brain is active. Too active," he said. "It's like she is receiving signals." "Signals?" Ethan repeated. "From somewhere far away," the doctor replied. The room went silent again. At that moment, the girl slowly turned her head, not at the doctor, not at the machines. She looked at Ethan, only him. Her glowing eyes felt deeper now, stronger, and for a second, Ethan felt something strange, like a voice inside his mind, not loud, not clear, but real. "Please." Ethan froze. He looked around. No one else reacted. Did he imagine it? Or did she just speak without sound? The machine suddenly made a loud noise. Beep, beep. The screen turned red. "What is happening?" a worker shouted. The doctor stepped back. "She is sending a signal now," he said. "Stop the scan." Someone yelled, but it was too late. The lights in the room started flickering. The doors locked automatically. A warning alarm started ringing. "System alert. Unknown transmission detected." Ethan's heart started beating faster. "This is bad," he said. The doctor looked scared now. "Shut everything down," he ordered. Then suddenly, everything stopped. The lights became normal again. The alarms went silent. The machines shut down. The room returned to calm. Too calm, the girl lowered her head again. Like nothing had happened. Everyone looked confused. "What was that?" a guard asked. No one had an answer. But one thing was clear. The girl was not just special. She was dangerous. The doctor turned to the guards. "Seal this room," he said. "No one goes in without my permission." Then he looked at Ethan. "You need to leave," he said coldly. "This situation is no longer safe." Ethan did not move. He looked at the girl one more time. She looked small again, weak, alone. But now he knew that was not the full truth. As Ethan turned to leave, he heard it again, that soft voice. Inside his mind, stronger this time. "They are close." Ethan stopped. His body felt cold. He slowly looked back at her. She was still sitting quietly, but her eyes were on him. Outside the building, dark clouds gathered in the sky. Far above, something moved. Something fast. Something not human. And for the first time, Ethan understood her fear. She was not hiding from the people inside the facility. She was hiding from something far worse. Something that was already coming. The sky was dark when Ethan left the facility. Cold wind moved through the empty streets, but Ethan was not alone. The girl was with him. After what happened inside, everything changed. The doctors wanted to lock her away. They called her dangerous. But Ethan refused to leave her there. He signed the papers. He did not understand everything, but he knew one thing. She was afraid, and she needed someone. The girl sat quietly in the back seat of Ethan's small vehicle. She did not look outside. She did not move, just like always. Silent, but Ethan could feel it now. Something was different. The air felt strange, heavy, like something unseen was watching them. Ethan looked in the mirror. "She will be okay," he said softly, but he was not sure if he was talking to her or to himself. No reply came. Only silence. After a long drive, they reached Ethan's home. It was small and simple. Old walls, dim lights, not much furniture. But it was warm, safe, at least for now. Ethan opened the door slowly. "Come in," he said gently. The girl stepped inside. Her movements were slow, careful, like she had never seen a place like this before. She looked around, at the walls, at the lights, at the small table. Everything was new to her. Ethan closed the door and locked it. He did not know why, but it made him feel better. "Sit here," he said, pointing to a chair. The girl sat down quietly, still no words. Ethan went to the kitchen. He brought some food, simple bread and warm soup. He placed it in front of her. "You should eat," he said. For a moment, nothing happened. Then slowly, she reached forward. Her hands were small, weak. She picked up the spoon and began to eat, very slowly. Ethan watched her. It was the first normal thing she had done. It felt strange, but also good. "You're safe here," he said quietly. But even as he said it, he was not sure it was true. That night felt long, too long. Ethan gave her a small room. A bed, a blanket, nothing fancy, but clean, warm. "Try to rest," he told her. The girl lay down. Her eyes stayed open, looking at the ceiling. Ethan turned off the light and left the door slightly open. Hours passed. The house was silent. Then something strange happened. The lights flickered, once, then again. Ethan woke up suddenly. His heart was beating fast. He sat up and looked around. "What was that?" he whispered. The lights flickered again, stronger this time. Then came a low sound. A soft hum. Like a signal, like something far away, trying to connect. Ethan stood up and walked slowly toward the girl's room. The air felt heavy again, just like in the facility. He opened the door. The girl was sitting on the bed, not lying down, not sleeping. Sitting, still, but this time, her eyes were glowing brighter. Much brighter. The lights in the room blinked again. The air vibrated softly. "Hey, are you okay?" Ethan asked carefully. The girl did not answer, but then she raised her hand. Slowly, the window beside her began to shake. Ethan froze. "What is happening?" he whispered. The hum became louder. The walls made a low sound, like pressure building. Then suddenly, everything stopped. The lights became normal again. The sound disappeared. The room returned to silence. The girl lowered her hand. Her eyes returned to normal. Ethan stepped closer, confused, afraid, but also curious. "Was that you?" he asked softly. The girl looked at him. For a long moment, nothing happened. Then, her lips moved. Ethan held his breath. Her voice came out slowly. Weak, but clear enough. "They are coming." Ethan felt cold. Again, the same words, the same warning. "Who?" he asked quickly. But the girl shook her head. Her body moved back slightly, like she was scared again. Then silence returned. Ethan stood there for a long time, thinking, trying to understand. But deep inside, he already knew. This was not over. far above the sky, beyond the clouds. Something moved again, faster this time, closer, and whatever was coming. It had already found them. The night did not feel normal anymore. Ethan did not sleep after what he saw. He stayed awake, sitting in the dark, thinking. The girl's words repeated in his mind. They are coming. He looked toward her room again. Everything was quiet now, too quiet. Morning came slowly, soft light entered the house. For a moment, everything looked peaceful, like nothing had happened. But Ethan knew better. He walked to her room. The door was still open. The girl was sitting on the bed, awake, silent, watching the wall. Did you sleep? Ethan asked gently. No answer, but her eyes slowly moved toward him. She was listening. That much was clear now. Ethan stepped closer. We need to talk, he said softly. Still no voice. But something strange happened. Ethan suddenly felt a light pressure in his head. Like a thought that was not his own. Danger. The word appeared in his mind, clear, cold. Ethan froze. He looked at her. You did that? He asked. The girl did not move her lips, but her eyes stayed locked on him. Again, the feeling came stronger this time. Images flashed in Ethan's mind. Dark shapes in the sky, ships large and silent, moving fast. Ethan stepped back. What are you showing me? He whispered. The images stopped. The pressure faded. The girl lowered her eyes like she was tired. Ethan took a deep breath. Now he understood something important. She was not just speaking, she was sending thoughts. You can connect to minds, he said slowly. No reply. But her fingers moved slightly. Ethan looked serious now. This is why they are looking for you, he added. The girl closed her eyes for a moment, like she did not want to remember. Suddenly, a loud sound came from outside. Ethan turned quickly. A low flying machine passed above the house. Fast, too fast. His heart dropped. They found us, he said. He ran to the window and looked up. Nothing was there now, just clouds. But he knew what he saw. He turned back to the girl. We have to leave, he said. The girl stood up slowly, no fear on her face. But her eyes were glowing again, before Ethan could move. All the lights in the house went out. Darkness filled the room. Then came the sound, a deep vibration, like something powerful was close. Ethan grabbed a small flashlight. This is not good, he whispered. The girl suddenly stepped forward. She raised her hand again. The air around her started to shake. Ethan watched in shock. What are you doing? He asked. Then he felt it again, the connection, her voice inside his mind. Hide. Ethan did not argue. He moved quickly. He grabbed a bag, some supplies. Outside, the sound grew louder, closer. A shadow passed over the house, large, unnatural. The walls trembled slightly. Dust fell from the ceiling. They are here, Ethan said. The girl walked toward him. For the first time, she grabbed his hand. Her touch was cold, but strong. Back door, Ethan said quickly. They moved fast through the house. The sound above them followed, like something was tracking them, as they reached the back door. The girl suddenly stopped. Ethan looked at her. What is it? He asked. Her eyes widened slightly. Then she spoke. Not in his mind this time, but out loud, clear. They can see me. Ethan felt fear rise inside him. How? He asked. The girl looked up toward the sky. Because I am the signal. Ethan went silent. Now everything made sense. She was not just receiving signals, she was sending them, and every time she used her power. They got closer. Outside, the sound became a loud roar. The ground shook. Ethan grabbed her hand tighter. We run, he said. They stepped out into the cold morning air, and above them, hidden behind the clouds, something massive was waiting, something that had been searching for her. For a very long time. The ground was shaking. The air felt heavy and loud. Ethan and the girl ran out of the house into the open field behind it. Cold wind hit their faces, but they did not stop above them. The clouds moved in a strange way, like something big was hiding inside them. Watching, waiting. A deep sound came from the sky, low and powerful, like a giant machine waking up. Ethan looked up for 1 second, and his heart dropped. A dark shape slowly appeared through the clouds, huge, silent, Not human. Run faster. Ethan shouted. The girl ran beside him, her small hand still holding his tight. Suddenly, a bright blue light shot down from the sky. It hit the ground behind them with a loud blast boom. The earth cracked, dust and smoke filled the air. Ethan turned quickly. They're attacking, he said. Another beam came down. Closer this time. The girl stopped suddenly. Ethan pulled her arm. Don't stop, he shouted, but she did not move. Her eyes were glowing again, brighter than ever. The air around her started to vibrate. Ethan felt it again, that strange connection. Wait. Her voice echoed inside his mind. Ethan froze. What are you doing? He asked. The girl slowly raised both her hands. Above them, the next beam of light came down fast, but just before it hit them, it stopped, frozen in the air. Ethan stared in shock. That's impossible, he whispered. The beam flickered, like it was fighting something. Then suddenly, it exploded in the air. Without touching the ground, the girl dropped to her knees. Ethan rushed to her. Hey, are you okay? He said. She was breathing fast, weak. Too many. Her voice came softly. Ethan looked up again, and his fear grew. The ship above was not alone anymore. More shapes were moving in the clouds. Smaller ones fast. They sent more, Ethan said quietly. A sharp sound cut through the air. Small flying machines came down quickly, like hunters. Red lights scanned the ground. Searching. They are looking for you, Ethan said. The girl tried to stand, but she was too weak. Ethan made a fast decision. He lifted her into his arms. I won't leave you, he said. He started running again, faster this time, toward the trees in the distance. Behind them, the machines followed. A red beam passed close to Ethan's side, burning the ground. Move, he whispered to himself. They reached the forest. Dark trees all around them. Ethan ran between them, trying to hide. The machines slowed down, but they did not stop. They hovered above the trees. Scanning, listening, Ethan hid behind a large tree, trying to stay quiet. The girl looked up at him. Her eyes were tired, but still glowing. They will not stop, she said softly. Ethan nodded. I know. Then he looked around, thinking fast. We need to go somewhere they cannot see you, he said. The girl shook her head slowly. They always see me, she replied. Ethan clenched his jaw. There has to be a way. Suddenly, one of the machines moved closer, very close. Its red light scanned the tree. Ethan held his breath. The girl closed her eyes. The light stopped on them for a second. Everything felt frozen. Then the machine made a sharp sound. It found them. Run! Ethan shouted. He grabbed her hand again and ran deeper into the forest. The machines followed immediately, faster now, more aggressive. Branches broke, leaves flew into the air. Ethan could hear them getting closer. Then suddenly, the girl stopped again. Ethan turned in anger. We can't stop now, he said. But this time, something was different. The girl stood still, her body calm, her eyes opened slowly, glowing bright blue. And for the first time, she spoke loudly, clear, strong. Stop. A powerful wave moved out from her body. Like invisible energy, the trees shook, the air pushed back, the machines froze in the air, like time had stopped. Ethan stared in shock. The girl was not weak anymore. She was something else, something powerful. But as the light around her grew stronger, Ethan felt something worse, something deeper. Because now, she was not hiding anymore and far above the sky. The big ship reacted. It had finally found her. The forest was completely still. Not a single sound moved. The flying machines were frozen in the air. Like time had stopped, Ethan stood there, breathing fast. His heart was still racing, but his eyes were locked on the girl. She was different now, not weak, not silent. Her body was surrounded by a soft blue light. Her eyes were glowing brighter than ever before. Ethan took a slow step back, not out of fear, but out of shock. What are you? He asked quietly. The girl did not answer right away. The light around her slowly faded. The machines dropped to the ground lifeless. the forest came back to life again. Wind moved between the trees. Leaves fell softly. The girl looked at Ethan. Her eyes were calm now. But something inside them had changed. "I did not want this," she said softly. Ethan listened carefully. "They always find me. When I use it," she continued. Her voice was still simple, but now it carried pain. Ethan moved closer. "You don't have to be afraid anymore," he said. The girl shook her head slowly. "You don't understand," she replied. For a moment, she closed her eyes then. Ethan felt it again, that connection, but this time it was stronger than ever. Images filled his mind, clear and powerful. He saw a different world, a bright alien planet, full of tall shining structures and peaceful people. He saw the girl there. Not alone, not silent. She was smiling, talking, running. Happy. Ethan felt confusion. "This is your home?" he asked softly. The girl nodded. But then, the images changed. The sky turned dark. The peaceful world began to burn. Large ships appeared. The same kind as the one above Earth. Ethan saw destruction, fear. People running. They came. The girl's voice echoed inside his mind. Ethan felt a chill. "They wanted power," she continued. "They wanted me." The images focused on her. Bright light surrounded her body, just like now. "They said I am a signal," she said. "A key." Ethan frowned. "A key to what?" he asked. The girl's expression became serious. "To control everything," she answered. Ethan went silent. The images faded slowly. The connection ended. The forest returned, quiet again. Ethan looked at her. Now he understood everything. "You stayed silent to hide your power," he said. She nodded. "If I speak, if I use it," she said, "they find me." Ethan clenched his fists. "So they destroyed your world, just to get you?" he asked. The girl looked down. "Yes," she whispered. Ethan felt anger rising inside him. "That's not going to happen again," he said firmly. The girl looked at him. "Surprised, you can't stop them," she said softly. Ethan stepped closer. "Maybe not alone," he said, "but I won't run away either." For a moment, the girl said nothing, then slowly, she stepped closer to him. "You are different," she said. Ethan gave a small smile. "I guess I am," he replied. But suddenly, the ground shook again, stronger than before. Both of them looked up. The sky above the forest changed. Clouds moved fast. A massive shadow appeared, even bigger than before. The main ship had come closer. A loud, deep sound filled the air. "Like something ancient waking up." "They know," the girl said. Ethan nodded. "They always did." A bright beam of light started forming under the ship, bigger than the others, more powerful. "They are not sending hunters anymore," the girl said. Ethan looked at her. "What are they doing?" he asked. Her face became serious. "They are coming themselves." Ethan took a deep breath. "Then we don't run anymore," he said. The girl looked at him. "Then we fight," she replied, for the first time. She was not afraid, and for the first time, Ethan realized. She was never just a scared child. She was the reason this war existed. And now, it was coming to its final moment. The sky turned dark as the massive ship moved lower. The air felt heavy, like the world itself was holding its breath. Ethan stood beside the girl, looking up. He knew this was the end, or the beginning of something bigger. The ground shook again. A bright light formed under the ship, stronger than anything before. "They are here," the girl said softly. Ethan nodded. "Then we stand," he replied. The light from the sky suddenly shot down, but it did not attack. It opened like a doorway from inside the light. Tall figures slowly stepped out, not human, cold, silent, their eyes glowing with the same blue light. Ethan felt a chill. "They look like you," he whispered. The girl shook her head. "No, they changed themselves," she said. The figures moved closer, their steps slow but powerful. One of them stepped forward. It looked directly at the girl. "We found you," it said. Its voice was calm, but empty. Ethan stepped in front of her. "You're not taking her," he said. The figure did not react. "You cannot stop us," it replied. The girl gently touched Ethan's arm. "It's okay," she said. Ethan looked at her. "No, it's not," he answered, but her face was calm now. Not scared, not weak, she stepped forward. Standing between Ethan and the figures, "I will not run anymore," she said. The leader tilted its head slightly. "You were created for a purpose," it said. "You belong to us." The girl shook her head. "I belong to myself," she replied. For a moment, everything went silent. Then suddenly, the ground cracked. Energy started building in the air. The figures raised their hands. Blue light forming around them. Ethan stepped back. "Be careful," he shouted, but the girl did not move. She closed her eyes. A soft glow began to form around her body. Growing stronger every second, the air vibrated again, but this time, it felt different. Not cold, not empty, warm, alive. The figures attacked first, sending powerful waves of energy toward her. But the moment it touched her light, it disappeared. Like it never existed, Ethan watched in shock. The girl slowly opened her eyes. And for the first time, her voice was strong, clear, full of power. "Stop," she said. The word echoed across the field. Across the sky, the attacking figures froze. Just like the machines before, even the massive ship above stopped moving. Everything stopped. The girl took one step forward. "You destroyed my home," she said, her voice filled with emotion. "You hunted me like I was nothing." The leader tried to move, but it could not. "You are power," it said. "You are control." The girl shook her head again. "I am not your weapon," she replied. The light around her grew brighter. Ethan had to cover his eyes. The sky itself seemed to shake then. A massive wave of energy spread outward. It moved through the figures, through the ship, through everything in the sky. And in one moment, they were gone, not destroyed, not burned, gone. Like they had never existed. Silence returned. The sky became clear again, blue and calm. Ethan slowly lowered his hand. Looking around in disbelief, "It's over," he whispered. The girl stood still, the light around her fading. Then suddenly, she collapsed. Ethan ran to her. "Hey, stay with me," he said. Her eyes opened slowly, weak again. "Did I stop them?" she asked softly. Ethan smiled, relieved. "Yes, you did," he said. For a moment, she looked at the sky, peaceful now. Then she looked at Ethan. "You stayed," she said. Ethan nodded. "Of course." A small smile appeared on her face. For the first time. She looked like a normal child. She was never broken. Ethan said quietly. The girl looked at him. "The world just never listened," he finished. And this time, she smiled without fear, because she was not alone anymore. And she would never be silent again.